So thank y'all for tuning in. Go ahead, T. I'm gonna let you take over.
You know what? He talking about me take over. We did not rehearse this. I have been imbibing, and I am the host of tonight's show. How are you guys doing?
Yes.
Tonight we are going to interview Tremaine and Felicia McTiller, and they are also a boss couple. They work together. And so, so many times people ask us, like, what is it like working with your spouse? And so it's so exciting to meet people who actually work with their spouse. So now we're interviewing them to see whether they have the same experiences that we do.
Yeah, just to talk about it and be cool. So we're going to bring them in, guys, and that's how we're going to rock it. So here we go. What's going on, y'all? Oh, I got to unmute y'all. Hold on. I always do this. I'm sorry. Let's do that again. What's up, y'all?
Hey.
What's going on, Russes?
How y'all
happening, man? Thank y'all for coming on. We appreciate it.
Man, it's an absolute pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
It's no problem whatsoever. It's such a pleasure to have you guys on. Because meeting other couples who work together is always exciting.
Right. Yeah. So talk about y'all business a little bit and what it is that y'all do.
You want to go first?
Oh, okay. Well, I guess
I'll go.
Okay. That's right. You know what to do. See? So, we are financial coaches, man. We help people that are looking to make some more money. We help people get properly protected. We help people get debt free, and we really want to show people how to get financially independent.
Yeah.
There's many different components to that, but just overall, we have a passion for helping people, and that's what we do.
We are financial experts changing the financial dynamics of our community.
Absolutely.
Hey, you know what? We money folks, right? That's what we do.
Yeah.
Right. We have to get that stuff together financially.
Yeah.
Now, in what aspect? Like, because for example, y'all helped us to find our number. So I'm super excited about that. Y'all helped us to find our retirement number, like how much money we need to put into an account and buy when in order to go ahead and retire. Like that's huge. So do you guys just focus on retirement, or what else do y'all focus on?
So retirement, of course, is a big thing. And that number that you're talking about, that's the financial independence number.
Right.
And it says exactly what you said. How much money you need to be setting aside right now to reach your retirement goal. Like we help people figure that out. Because I think a lot of people don't understand that retirement is not an age, but it's actually a dollar amount. Right? Like we're so accustomed to, 62 or 65. And I think the retirement age is now 67.
Absolutely.
So people like us that are entrepreneurs, we're not going to be able to plug into that Social Security and that kind of stuff. So aside from helping people find their financial independence number, man, we help people with debt management, just show them how to knock that debt down in half. We had a couple that we worked with and we got their debt reduced from 30 years to about 6 years, just giving tools on how to do that. We help people with life insurance, times are uncertain, people are losing their job left and right. When you lose your job, you lose your benefits, right? So we help people with the life insurance. And then there's some other referrals that we can do as far as home and auto and home security and stuff like that.
One of the things that I'm really excited about, though, is our partnership with Quicken Loans, which is allowing us to also do home mortgages, right? So outside of just helping people accumulate wealth, right, which is a big deal, outside of just helping people get properly protected, man, we're also about to be helping people buy homes, right? I mean, that's a big deal. Or refinance their homes.
So
that's what's up, man.
Yes, for all of your.
Yeah. See, I didn't even know y'all did all of that.
That's exciting. That's really exciting. Well, thank you so much for telling the audience like what y'all do and why it's important, because as entrepreneurs, you know, we've been getting up every day and we didn't even know our number. We didn't even know, like, everybody's like, man, I can't wait till I make X amount of dollars per month so that I can stop working. But really, that's not the number that you need to hit. So and for anybody watching this, please get with them if you have not gotten your retirement number and all that other stuff that they mentioned. Right. For us, the mind-blowing thing for me was the number. I was like, okay, I know what I need to be doing now. I know what I need, how much I need to be putting away. If I got to put away this much, that means I got to bring in this much to live the way that I want to live. So we definitely appreciate you guys for that.
Yeah, so now let's get in the juice of it.
I know.
Right? The show is about the ups and downs, you know, building a successful business when you're in a relationship, right? So how long you two have you know, been together, being married and in the entrepreneur world together?
So we've been married for 13 years. We've been together for 13 years, right? So Felicia and I got married after.
Oh, you didn't wait, bro. You did not wait.
I didn't wait, man. Look, 2 months, man. 2 months in, I was like, hey, let's do it.
Yeah,
let's do it.
That's what's up, man.
You know,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
We got married and we opened up our first business probably around 2011. No, actually, because I was licensed for quite some time. So really about maybe 2010, 2011. Okay. I stepped out there first. Felicia wasn't really going. You know, she was
my good county job. Right? With the tell me about my good county job.
She was a good employee. She was a good employee,
and my
man.
benefits. He was not gonna mess up my benefits.
So and she eventually came, like dragging, and you know.
Yeah, I already know, bro.
Yeah, no.
That's awesome.
Now, we've been working together every day for about 8 years now.
Okay. Yeah, man.
We brand new then.
Yeah, and I mean, we was talking the other day, and we talked about them storming out. They was done because Teresa went through the same thing, man. Like, you know, we want to talk about the ups and the goods of, like, you know, really building a business together. And I mean, just, you know, it helps with the communication in a relationship like crazy, right? You know, because it kind of, the business world kind of, like when you have your own separate jobs, you go your separate way, right?
Right.
And you don't really have to be around that person every single day. So
all day.
You actually have some time to kind of, you know, miss that person
all night.
You know what I'm saying? But and you know, but building a business together, I mean, once we got to the point of that communication was just so much better, I mean, it's really a great thing.
It's funny he talk about storming out, because at first I get mad, slam the door, go jump in the car. Go, I get mad because I said run the ad this way, do this picture, you know, do
silly stuff.
You know, and then I'll just get mad, slam the door, go outside.
Yeah, it started getting shorter and shorter, bro. Like she wouldn't.
Then I slam the door and go in the other room. Now we just sit here looking in the corners.
You know what? That is so funny, but that is a very accurate depiction of how your relationships progress when you're working together. Yeah. Because that was the exact same for us too. Right, we would leave. Right, I would fire her. She would quit.
You say leave, but first of all, I wanted to work on my time. So when he wanted to be up, like at 9, 10, 11 o'clock, like trying to do stuff, and I'm trying to watch Love and Hip Hop, like
Look, let me tell you.
In the beginning, we had a big old deal about Love and Hip Hop because. Look, I don't work during the daytime. Like, let me just get my little, my little bit of wretchedness on. At nighttime, like,
Russ, I done put some people out my house, man. I'm like, one, we're in Miami. So this is when we first got started. We was living in some apartments there in Miami Garden. I done converted one of the rooms into an office, right? Mm-hmm. So right next to the office is the living room. My wife, my brother, and a neighbor across the hall are in there just just like talking about hop, man. I'm in the office trying to take over the world.
Yeah.
Right? And then we want some love and hip hop. And I don't know, man. Like it pissed me off.
Oh, I believe
you. Trying to build a dream, and they in there watching. You know what I'm saying? These guys, man, I done went in the living room. Hey, everybody, hey, you, get out, get out, get out, everybody, get out.
Go there and watch it.
Go over there and watch that crap.
You can take over the world after Love and Hip Hop, though.
Nah, man, I know what you're talking about, man. You have that same like attitude, mindset of like going after it as I do, man. And it's intense. It can be intense, and when
it is intense. Yeah. It is intense, and it's like, bro,
I wasn't ready. Though. You know what I'm saying? My mind was still in the employee mindset, so at the time, like I was just ready to shut down and just do other stuff.
Yeah, right.
I learned.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny that you said employee mindset because for me, I was still there too. I had my good job, you know, with my good benefits in the air conditioning. You know what I'm trying to tell you? And I was not, you know, it was just things that he wanted to do, but my mind just couldn't wrap around it because I was still in an employee mindset. So a big part of working together as entrepreneurs, as business owners, is the transformation and the mindsets and the habits have to be, you know what I'm saying, compatible.
Right.
And so that's a big part of it as well. Maybe that's part of the storming out stage.
Oh yeah, it is. That has a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when you're doing it yourself, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'm saying like when you're doing it by yourself, because at first it was just me. The same thing with you, Tremaine. It was just you by yourself, and then when your lady come in and she used to doing something a certain way, and you like, I've been running this business, I've been growing this thing. What are you talking about? You know?
And then it's like, well, what you was doing all that talking for? Whoop de whoop or whatever. Talk about you wanted me to come home and help you with the business or whatever. Now
I came to upgrade you, now move over. Like you been doing it.
But that's something I had to learn too. You know, like that's something I had to take. I had to step back. Okay, yeah, I gotta let you do your thing.
He had to storm out too.
Nah, I won't storm.
But I'm telling you, like. You're right about that, right? And I kind of call it like making space, you know, because we can be so dominant, right? And so driven. And I don't know about Teresa, but Felicia hasn't always been as talkative, right? I mean, she was very quiet. So for me, making space, you know, is just kind of, you know, back, allowing her to do her thing. And you know what? She's doing it. Yeah. Right? I mean, she probably speaks just as much, if not more than me today. Right. You know, so I mean, hey, I was thinking about it. I'm like, man, the Russ has set up, you know, from like 6 to 6:30. I don't know, because Felicia is a talker today.
It's still you.
But that's what's up. But we love it though, man. I mean, honestly, like, and even though we're together every single day,
all day,
wake up together. All day. I mean, we have multiple cars, but we're 95% of the time we're in the same car. But I'm gonna tell you, I mean, and for the folks that's listening right now, for us, it hasn't gotten boring. Right. You know, whatever. I'm not like, oh my God, this girl again. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I love it. Yeah. And I still even miss her sometimes. Right. You know what I'm saying? You know, we're together. Like, I still miss her sometimes. So for the people out there that's maybe concerned about that, man, don't be.
Yeah, straight up.
You know what? You just got to be willing to. Russ and I were kind of talking about this earlier. You have to be willing to grow through it. Yeah. Because it does get rough as you guys are acclimating to a new lifestyle. I mean, like you said, you sleep together, you eat together, you're always together. Now, obviously, we have carved out little spaces in our home where, like, I can go and shut the room door and watch my show. He can come in here and watch his show. So we kind of have, or whatever. But you have to learn how to work together as a team. Mm-hmm. And it's different. We've been married 14 years. Mm-hmm. We've been married 14. I forget sometimes because we was together in high school how long we've been married. Mm-hmm. I don't know how long we've been together.
17.
17 years.
17 years.
So we've been together 17 years.
See, I'm on it, man.
I don't listen. Listen. You hear me trying to tell you?
Yeah.
I said till death. I ain't dead yet. Them numbers don't mean nothing.
Don't even matter no more.
Don't even matter.
Don't even matter no more. But you just have to get to that point where you're ready to grow together.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes communication breaks down. And sometimes, like for me, I had to realize that I had to change because I was in that employee mindset. Anytime, when you're in a business, sometimes deals close, sometimes they don't. And if you are not seasoned, you go to counting them deals before they done close, and then they don't close, and then you be them fall out. Because why? Because you're used to receiving your check on a certain day at a certain time.
Yeah.
And so that messes with your mind. That's something
I think my wife thought I was crazy for a long time.
I did not think that you were crazy, but I was not ready.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah.
I wasn't ready.
That is a big part, just finding a rhythm with each other. We had to really just kind of take a step back and give each other some responsibilities so we can hold each other accountable.
That's right.
I can't just assume that he's doing XYZ and he can't assume that I'm doing XYZ.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have I guess we don't have gender specific roles here, so to say. But I think that we work well together. I think that my kids have kind of gotten used to it. Mm-hmm. We just don't have a traditional household. Honestly, sometimes I can just be cooking at 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Right.
I'm just starting to cook dinner. But that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because we have conversations with our kids about what we're doing, and they know that we're not just like goofing off, we're doing stuff. They see us still being productive. Right. But we just kind of had to come up with responsibilities, like this is what I'll make sure you do this and I'll make sure I do that. Mm-hmm. And we just had to make it mesh well together, because you don't have that 9 to 5, like you don't have that guaranteed paycheck. So everything has been different. But if I can say anything, honestly, I think you guys helped me realize something the other day.
Told y'all, boy, that girl can go. Go ahead.
So the thing that you guys helped us realize the other day, or me definitely, is that just being entrepreneurs has given us the freedom. Even though we're not financially, where we want to be, but like the freedom of our time to just be able to, go where we want, when we want. Like right now, this whole thing about the pandemic and kids going back to school, like it's a no-brainer. Like my kids gonna be home with us, And for that, I feel like I will continue to pay the cost to be able to like have my own peace of mind when it comes to my time. Right. I know that I can go out there and grind it out and make the money, but like I have the time to do that now because I'm an entrepreneur.
Right. And that's so funny, because a lot of literature that we read, about how to be better as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, you would think it's like, run more ads, but it's really about count your blessings. Yeah. And that's one thing that other entrepreneurs, we don't do, because we are because we are so goal oriented. Mm-hmm. And we just like, we either made the goal or we ain't make. We was doing that today. We was looking at our earnings, and we was like, I was like, you know what? But we made way more than we projected. But because we didn't do what we wanted, we was coming down on ourselves. And I was like, wait. Yeah. You got to stop, and you got to count your blessing. Right. And that's one thing that as business owners, entrepreneurs, a lot of times we don't do that unless we made the goal plus 10%. Right.
And I mean, when we hit a goal, man, like before, when we hit a goal, we go, all right, what's the next one? Right. New goal, let's go. What's the next one? And we never had
celebrate.
Yeah, we wouldn't celebrate or nothing. We'll hit the goal. Like, next goal, let's go. So we really learned. Yeah, man. So we really learned how to take that, sit back. Let's celebrate what we just did.
Even if it's just for a couple days, nobody, you don't have to. It's not in our personality anymore to sit back for several weeks and just, but Right. But even just maybe for 2 or 3 days, just appreciate the things that you've accomplished.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I didn't even realize it, but I think that so Tremaine is definitely the person that's like very, very hard, you know, on himself. Like, you know, we haven't done this, we haven't done that, we haven't done this. But I'm always like, okay, babe, but this what we did do. You know what I'm saying? Like, we go too far. You know, even right now, like the income is not where we want it, but we not wanting for anything.
Right.
You know, like we've been good throughout the whole pandemic.
Right.
See, shaking his head right now.
Hey man, look, let me tell you something right now.
I'm not gonna play with you.
Now, and I agree. Well, let me say first, I agree 100% with what you guys were saying. I absolutely do, right? And I've had to take a step back and, you know, take a page out of her book. You know, okay, great, but probably not for as long as maybe what she would do, because there's so much that I'm trying to get accomplished. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, like in my mind. Like I'm working to change the world, right?
Right.
I don't know if I got a time for a break, and I'm not where
even a day though.
I'm like, you know what? Look, I'm gonna hustle hard, and I'm gonna break when I get there.
Right. But one thing though, what I learned is you gotta the reason why I say, you know, like you gotta realize where you are. Because even when you get there, you won't realize it.
Right.
Because you will be on to the next goal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So really taking a break and celebrating it is realizing that you did accomplish something. Because if you never do that, when you say, when I get there, I'm going to do it. But when you get there, you're not even going to realize that you're actually there.
You're going to be like, my goal is to make $1 million. And you're going to get to $1 million and they're going to take taxes out and you're going to be like, still ain't making it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what's going to happen. Yeah, I'm telling you. So, like, that's one of the things that Teresa actually taught me to, and I'm still learning it, man, because I understand what you're talking about. Trust me.
But it's the balance of the male and the female, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's definitely the case. The lion, we're always hunting.
Right.
Yes.
But that's not a good example because the female lions hunt.
No. It is. Because we hunt with a different intensity.
Yes.
Oh,
okay. I mean, for us, like I'm never out and I'm just the gazelle. Oh, there go the gazelle. Oh, you know what? No, I'm gonna let the gazelle make it today. See, she may be, you know what? We good. I'm full. My kids are good. The gazelle is good. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wait a minute, hold up, gazelle. You think you just gonna walk? No.
Yeah. You know I know exactly what you're talking about, right?
Where the deep freezer at? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hey,
we're gonna have this for later, man.
But
you said ain't no gazelle safes out here in these streets.
Man, ain't no gazelle safe. But I do get it though. You know what I'm saying? Definitely.
Yeah, man. It's necessary, man. Just because I think like I just said, man, you know, moving on to that next goal without celebrating a goal you just reached. I mean,
not even celebrating, you know, because a lot of times,
it could be a little celebration,
it could just
a bottle of wine, man.
Say, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
So that's like to, you know, a couple of hours. It may not be a couple of days, but you know,
a couple of hours.
You know what I'm saying? A couple of hours for right now. But I think as we reach, you know, bigger milestones, then I may be able to get a day in, you know what I'm saying, a day in here and there. I will move to a weekend. But we're working on it.
That's what's up, man. That's awesome.
But it's just I don't want to say it's a curse, but it is. It's the curse of the entrepreneur, it's the curse of the business owner. We just keep going. Mm-hmm. And because we, you know, especially now with the way that the world is and social media, I can see all over the world. So, you know, when I was growing up, we could just see, you know, across the street, across the city, right? Maybe we could travel to Georgia, to the Carolinas for the summer, right?
Out.
Right. But now, you know, I can see clear across to the other side of the world. Mm-hmm. And so that's what I want, you know. And so it's this constant, you know, like, oh, that's what they kids doing in France. That's what my kids need to be doing.
The next level, yeah. I think there's always definitely going to be a next level. But, you know, I think that's the beauty of being in business with your partner. Yeah. You know, we can definitely go there together. Right. but yeah, like you said, you can see, you know, cling to the other side. So like, I'm trying to see what Dubai be about.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, they look like
I'm trying to see what Dubai be about. Yeah.
You seen the hyenas? I'm trying to get the hyena on the leash. You feel me?
Okay.
Oh, man.
I seen somebody had a hyena on the leash. I felt like I needed a hyena, you know. So,
yeah.
So let me ask you guys this, right? I'm asking you guys a question, and then we're going to answer the question ourselves. You know, if you guys can recall a time where you faced like a challenge, right, just in business, right? Kind of, you know, tell that a little bit and what you guys learned from it and the changes that you guys made, you know, moving forward, right? I mean, especially for the people out there right now that are probably, because a lot of people are thinking about entrepreneurship, but they're afraid, you know, to step out there. Yeah. You know, what was one of those situations for you guys? You know, something that was difficult, you guys got through it, what you learned from it, you know?
Yeah, for me, honestly, the only thing that you can really battle is your self-thoughts. Okay. It's really nothing outside of that. So I say, you know, really get in tune with just going to learn and to focus on
because any
the mindset. The mindset is everything. So I got, you know, we got submerged into coaches. You know, we went to go to Tony Robbins. We met and I spoke at Les Brown. You know, I spoke at one of Les Brown's conferences. You know, so we put ourselves and submerged ourselves around entrepreneurs and people that was doing it, you know, because what it is really is just a mindset shift, you know, and the people that you surround yourself with is so important. And I can say the biggest challenge was just changing that,
right?
What we was talking about earlier. So I say really submerge yourself into people that's already doing it, you know, and
because you know what, any problem that we went through, it was a mindset problem.
Yeah.
It was me thinking inside the box. It was me still thinking like an employee. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was us not thinking like partner. It was us. It was us not being partners.
So like we started reading books together, you know, like that was a big thing, you know, and it's really the simple stuff. Like I think a lot of times us as people, we want things fast and we think it's this magical and it's going to be like this, it's going to be entertaining.
Or even people come to us and ask us like how we do it as if our relationship is like this perfect thing.
Yeah, it's really pretty good. Our relationship is really good.
But it's not like what you see on social media, because obviously we don't get on here going live every time we have an argument.
Right.
You know, so people, you know, people come up to us and they think our relationship, you know, is this magical thing. And so that's why I'm trying to say any problem that we have ever gotten through, it was a mindset problem.
Yeah, it was a mindset shift. And it's really, you just really have to submerge yourself in positivity. And, you know, we paid a lot of money for like coaches and, you know, to get around Les Brown. You know, I remember I told family members how much I paid to go to a course. And they like, oh my goodness, you crazy for doing that. I hung up the phone. Absolutely not. You know,
right.
And then when I went, I had the opportunity to speak in front of him. Like they chose me to be one of the speakers in front of him. And I really got to, you know, really get to know him and his sons, you know, and it was such a great experience. Same thing with Tony Robbins, you know, because of the people that I was around, I got the opportunity to go see Tony Robbins, you know, walked on hot coals. That was a mind shift for me, you know, like that was just like, you know, I came up to the hotel, I was like boo-hoo crying and stuff, you know, like because you had this thing that goes off in your head and like, yo, I can really create and
I can really
anything.
Do anything that I want. And so that's, you know, what we was telling y'all about earlier about that was a really tough time for us.
Yeah.
When I had first came home, actually, I think I was still part-time. At first I went part-time. And, you know, I'm like, he like, okay, we're going to call these people. We're going to close these deals. And I'm like.
she was giving me a hard time. And I'm like, yo, I do the front of you. You just have to. This is what you have to do. This is how you do it. This is what you say. This is how you say it. This is, going through the whole thing.
What you want me to do? What you said?
We had that too, man.
Yeah.
We had that too. Man, there was something we still been working on, and Felicia was like, "No, I don't want to do it. My head is hurting." Then she went from her head hurt to her stomach hurt, and then her stomach hurt to her stomach hurt. And I was just like, man, all this arguing we doing, we could have just done it. But Russ, guess what though? Tomorrow, you want to go get those nails done, right? Get her feet done.
Yeah.
Like, that stuff costs money. So let's do it.
Yeah, that's it. So what's y'all story? Tell me answer the same question, man. That was awesome question.
So I'm gonna tell you guys now. There's tons of stories, though. I mean, we told y'all the other day, Felicia's battled cancer 4 times,
right?
Twice entrepreneurs. There was a time where she was going to get her securities license, ended up having a miscarriage, right? Which was really tough, and just kind of bouncing back. But the story I'm gonna tell you guys, though, it's funny today. It wasn't funny then, though.
It don't be funny when it's happening.
So now look,
because we didn't rehearse this, I'm
no. I mean, I need to be nervous, right? Oh, okay. So we are very transparent, by the way, right? I'm super transparent, probably to a fault almost, right? I'm gonna let you know what it is. One, because I think it's amazing to be able to share your testimony.
That's right.
For the people that ain't never been through nothing, what I'm saying? Like, you don't have a story. Like, I mean, it's hard to stand in front of the room and tell folks how good God is, right? So anyway, we had gone through some changes. We had closed our business. And I went to work for another dealership for a short period of time. Now, when we were working at our dealership, I mean, financially, it was draining, right? I mean, it was costing a lot of money. But we had gotten accustomed to having stuff, right? Having nice things. So now I had this nice little car that I love. Now, Felicia used to call it my slider car.
Yes.
It's a nice little BMW, has some nice little gold wheels on it, right? I mean, it was a 2-door. It was a little coupe, man. But look, it was a hot car.
Can't no kids fit in there.
And we got a big dog. Okay.
But look, we had so anyway, Felicia convinces me to trade in my car for an Infiniti there at the dealership I was working at, right? A nice little Q50. The payment's like...
But he had to get the S. I could have got the regular one, but he wanted to get the S.
So the payment was like maybe $700. All in all, we're probably out of like $1,000 a month paying for this car. Car no plus insurance. So now we're transitioning. We're in a process where we're getting our ducats back together. So we fall behind on this car, right? We get behind on a car note. So I said, you know what, man, we're going to park the car in the garage. I mean, it's in the garage, right? Can't nobody get to the car in the garage. So we have some appointments one day. Felicia goes one way, I go the other way. So I'm driving to Meridian. And in my mind, man, I just know that nothing is going to happen in Meridian because Meridian is like an hour and a half away from me. Mm-hmm. So I get out there, right? This is my first time telling this story publicly, by the way. So I get out there, but God is good, though. So I get out there to Meridian. The guy I'm training gets in the car, Russes, and he's like pressing the buttons. And so he's like, man, boy, this is a nice car. You know what I'm saying? They still kind of had that, new car smell and stuff. And I'm like, because look, as Black people, we kind of judge one another's success off what it looks like. Right. We need to see the wheels. We need to see, the house. It don't always even matter what your house looks like if you got a nice car, right?
Right.
So we go on the appointment, man. I go in, great appointment, and the gentleman is walking us out. Now in my mind, I know he's walking us out so he can do what? Scope the wheel.
Yeah.
Scope the wheel. But I'm like, hey, cool, look, we got some nice wheels. I ain't really stressing it.
Right.
How about I get outside, man, about to step off the doggone curb?
Don't tell me it was gone.
Man, bro, my doggone car was out of there.
Oh my goodness.
Like, oh shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, where's the car?
Where's the car?
I thought it was look, I wasn't sure if it was stolen or what, because again, I just know that they ain't coming to get, the car's so far away. So so my wife had to come and get us, had to come and get me. Yeah. the guy we were seeing had to take me and the gentleman I was training back to his house. Felicia finally make it out there to get me. It's probably like 3 o'clock by the time we make it home. And here's what the guy said. He looks at me and he goes, man, look, bro. Because I thought it was kind of stolen. Like I filed a police report and everything. He's like, look, man, please just do me a favor. Man, look, I'm really excited. I need you to just come back out here tomorrow, right? Come back out here tomorrow. So what I had to do was make the shift really quick. You know what I'm saying? And I made it back out there. But here's what happens though. So, because as entrepreneurs, we don't quit. And because I ain't telling nobody it's going to be tough. I mean, that it's going to be easy. Entrepreneurship can be really tough, but very rewarding at the same time. And a lot of people are struggling working for somebody right now, right? So if I'm a struggle, I'd rather do it, working for us, than working for somebody else. But man, now we did get the money, by the way, to get the car back, but we had to make a good decision. So I decided to leave it.
Mental,
right? Yeah. What I'm saying? Like,
that was tough too, huh? Yeah.
Yeah. We ain't doing that. But man, like, maybe a month or so later, bro, I'm gonna tell y'all, man, how great God is, bro. So, now we down to one car. Mm-hmm. Right? The other one's gone. Yeah. Man, because we didn't quit though, because, like, hey, we grinding, we doing our thing. Man, we were able to buy my wife a Mercedes-Benz E350 cash.
That's right. That's what's up.
That car we bought, we replaced it back with an even better one with no payment.
That's what's up.
Anybody else though would have given up.
Right.
Man, tough. I can't handle it. The pressure, the this, the that. Everything we've ever gone through, and we have gone through some things, always, rebound because, mentally, spiritually, we're tough. I think Felicia is probably one of the toughest people, man, I've ever met in my life. We was in the gym today working out, man, and she kind of did a little misstep, kind of fell. I say kind of, but she did fall. So, she had a right knee replacement and she had cancer in her left hamstring. So she's missing a hamstring and she got a bad knee and she done failed. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, in my Kevin Hart voice, oh, she's down. Oh my God. Runs down. But anyway, look, man, she got back up, bro, and she finished the workout.
Yeah, that's what's up, girl. That's what's up.
I had 15 minutes left. I couldn't just walk away. I had to wait till that pain went away.
So we've learned, Russ, to never give up. We're reading a book right now, Think and Grow Rich. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And in that book, you guys are ready before?
No, I have it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so remember, and I can't remember the guy's name right now, but he had bought the machinery to dig for the goal.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And they stopped like 3 feet before the goal.
Yeah.
Then somebody else that they sold the machine, went right back and got the goal. That's the mistake people make in business, is that they're right there
and they stop.
Yep.
All the time.
You know what is really big, and one thing that I one of the mental struggles that I went through, because even though I just came home in last November, this entrepreneurship thing is something that we have been really trying to get into for a while, and I didn't realize how attached to material things I was. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't even be a person who prior to entrepreneurship that would consider myself materialistic. Yeah, but I did not know. Like, you don't realize, like the situation that you told about the vehicle. Sometimes you get behind on bills, mm-hmm. and I didn't realize how much of my self-esteem was wrapped up in that. Oh, I pay my bills on time. I got good credit, But the fact of the matter is, do you own yourself? Yeah. No. Right. And so for me, I had to mentally make that shift. Yes, I want to pay my bills on time, but I also want to own myself. I want to own my time.
All day.
And I want to own my money, because even working jobs, you get paid, but the first, 75% go to that car note, that house note, that
everything.
as a matter of fact, first of all, Uncle Sam get his money before you tithe. You can't even tithe before you get Uncle. You can't even get a Lord your money right.
No, Lord, you know my heart though.
Uncle Sam be first in line. Like, I tell the Lord you was all right.
That was such a great story, and I mean, yeah, dude, that happens in entrepreneurship, and for you to have that mindset to keep going and not giving up. I mean, that's pretty much what it is, man. If you want to be an entrepreneur, for the people that's watching, you got to have that mindset of never giving up.
Right.
You know, you gotta have that bigger vision in mind. Things can change just like that for you.
Yeah.
Real.
I don't think it's the never giving up mindset, because that's exhausting. But what gave me empowerment was owning myself. Like you said, Felicia, about the whole, you know, even with this whole Rona thing, it has never been an issue for us. Now, we have our kids all the time. Yes, we be tired. Yes, I drink a lot of wine.
I'll be about to leave them.
Okay. I was yes. So yes, we have our kids all the time. But it was never an issue because we were home. We were, you know, listen, my kids ain't listen, my son nose is running right now. They don't want him back.
Right. Yeah.
Everybody, and I know you guys know this. Every story of every successful person I have ever read, ever heard, went through some tough times, something was taken, etc. Maybe filed bankruptcy. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's going through that. Man, I know people right now that are making, you know, mid-high six figures that are still living paycheck to pay. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you know, hey, I've just had to embrace the journey that we're on, and just having a faith of knowing that, hey, if we don't give up, we're going to win. Because the difference between the winners and the losers is that the winners just don't give up. Man, in the cloud. Every day they don't in the cloud.
And it don't matter what it is. It don't matter what it is. Nope.
I want to say one thing right quick. Just listening to Tremaine talk, like, I mean, obviously, I didn't grow up with the entrepreneurial spirit, right? Like, in my spirit, I was going to keep going to school and keep getting degrees and just keep, you know what I'm saying, making
40 years, 50 years.
Honestly, I was, right? And so, you know, he came along and, like, everything happened so fast, but I always saw that in him, like, owning his own. So a part of my drive, honestly, is like to make sure that he knows that he chose the right helpmate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like I don't always see what he sees, honestly, right? So even when he talks about like, let's start a car dealership, I'm like, okay. I mean, I had no idea what it was gonna entail, but I just knew that, like, I knew that he would do whatever it took to take care of his family. So mom, like, how could I stand by and not support or not do anything? So we don't have a lot of arguments about stuff because I try to be supportive. Now, sometimes that's in different ways, and sometimes I just fall all the way off, you know?
Right.
At the end of the day, you know, I always want him to say that, you know, my wife was really supportive, like I chose the right person, because these entrepreneur streets are not for everybody.
That's why they made 1 to 5 sidewalks.
Okay.
That's right.
But
it made me think about it.
Thank you.
You know what's so funny, you know, about you saying that is that especially early, you know, I'm just like you. I would have went to school forever. You hear me?
Yeah.
I would have went to school forever. I would have had every PhD just because I was in school, and that's what I always was praised for. And he would come with these ideas, and I just got to the point where I just wouldn't say nothing. I would just be like, yep, you can do it, because I felt like a lot, you have your, you know, we all have these receptors, and sometimes some vision you get is not for me. Maybe it's not for me to see, but it's definitely not for me to talk down against.
Right.
So, you know, because I couldn't understand it. I would just be like, you know what, we got good jobs, like why we just can't work these jobs? We got insurance, you know what I'm saying? Like, we straight.
You know, all the
you know what?
paid.
I was telling my son today though, Teresa, and this is just the facts. I said in life, bro, like you're gonna have to take orders from somebody. Okay, from somebody. Even as an entrepreneur, like if you guys hire us for something, like we're taking orders from you, like what you want us to do, and we decide to do it or don't. And if we don't do it, I mean, then obviously, now we're losing an opportunity, what I'm saying, to help a person, etc. So my thing was that I'm either going to be okay taking orders from her, all right, or I'm gonna go and work for somebody else and take orders for them.
Right.
I told myself the thing: either you're gonna take orders from your dad, or you're gonna go out there and take orders from them.
Right.
Right. Choose your evil.
Right. You got to. You got to.
Somebody to tell me what to do, but I'd rather it be her. I don't want to go out somebody else telling me what to do.
At least I know my husband has my best interest.
Y'all see that emoji? That emoji be like this. I be like, no.
Hold on. Put it back on the screen. Let's read it.
Well, oh, good.
Okay, so Tusi says that's the luckiest thing to have, a partner who trusts, believes, and stand by you. But it's a muscle that's built over time.
Yeah.
It's like so many people think that, we just met and we just fell so hard in love and no, I was trusting that job.
Yeah.
And it was a muscle that we had to build.
She's seen that money start coming.
That's not damn
that muscle true. Like that muscle start working faster.
Hey, you have the flips on her, right?
Yeah, dude. You know it. You gotta go out and you gotta make it happen too, man. Like you honestly do.
I was like, it could work, and plus we own ourselves. So.
Yeah. I mean, once the partner see it really start to transition and work, that's just gonna help them believe more. Like if you say, hey, I'm gonna start a business, or hey, I'm gonna do this, and you're not actually going out and getting it and making things happen, I'm not gonna trust you either.
Right, right.
I think one of the biggest things for me though was like my faith and just really trusting God.
Yeah.
Just really knowing that He put us together for a reason, and like I think you have to understand that there's some greater that comes out of every situation. Because I left my job because I got diagnosed with cancer. So it wasn't like a voluntarily left my job. Like I left my job because I had to have surgery and go through chemo and all kind of stuff like that. So it's so funny even when I think of it today, because that was around the same time that we made the transition into entrepreneurship. But it's been the biggest blessing, right? So of course I remember what I went through, but I have more memories of us being together to build our business. See, He was able to be there with me, when I went through the things that I went through, because we, at that point, we owned our own time. Now we may not have that much money, but like we were always there to, pick up the pieces. So for me, it was always trusting that God had the ultimate plan.
That's right.
Sometimes today I don't understand it, but I do trust God, and I know that He put me with someone that is really gonna fight to see it through. Like He's not gonna give up.
But what you was really on point earlier. Now, because I'm thinking about what she's saying, and just thanking God for the small victories, right? Or and I'm saying small, right? But honestly, any victory is a big one.
Right.
Oh yeah.
It never even just crossed my mind really at that time that I had the ability to be there.
Right.
I mean, I don't think I missed no appointments, no surgeries, none of that stuff. But had I been working a 9 to 5, I would have been able to be there for that. You know what I'm saying? So that was a victory because I was there, and we still made it happen.
That's right.
So for you guys out there that's watching this, trying to figure out if you should go and do some stuff, man, life by now should have taught you that you can't afford not to. There's like 40 million people unemployed right now, right?
Right.
Hey, are y'all unemployed, Russes?
No.
Y'all employed, right?
That's right.
You know what I mean? You work for each other. Y'all work for yourselves, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Hey, over here, we ain't missed no meals.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because of the COVID or anything like that, because we learned years ago how to get it out the mud. So man, go and start your business and chase your dream.
Get it.
And our hashtag is one of the hashtags we use is quit playing. I know. Yeah.
That's true now.
Go ahead and steal it. Hashtag bet on you. Hashtag quit playing.
That's right.
Because at the end of the day, you got to choose your hard. All of it is hard. Let's not pretend like the world haven't been going through a pandemic and the world as we know it have changed, and we don't know how that joker gonna look in even 2 weeks.
Right.
That's hard. But having the choice to keep my kids at home, having the choice to walk into the other room of my house and still connect with people. Y'all cousins on my Facebook side. We have not
through social media.
Yeah, we have not physically met. So anybody who's watching this is a legitimate. Oh, we lost them. This is a legitimate relationship
from Facebook, social media.
From social media, we met really good people. They helped us with, find our retirement number, and it's real.
And we helping them with their social media,
right? So
coaching them.
So let's see if we can get them back.
Let's see if we can get them hop back.
I feel like our internet bar is low.
It is low.
Our internet bar is low, y'all. Y'all know how I be in these internet. Oh, there they go.
Okay, so let's get them back in.
Let's get them back in.
Thank you guys for tuning in. That's watching.
Now we got them in black and white again.
No, he'll fix it.
Yeah, okay.
We know how to do it now. Yeah.
They coming, y'all.
So we're gonna get them in right now.
On our end.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've never seen that before.
Hey again.
So the show was so good that it kicked us.
You know what? That's what happens when you start talking about good stuff, like the devil get mad.
That's right.
And you know what's so funny about what you said about trust God is I just told Russ, that my only goal right now is to trust God.
Yeah.
Because I am.
You told me that this morning.
I told him that just this morning, not even 12 hours ago.
Yeah.
Because I am a highly analytical person.
Right.
I got plan A through F. Okay, and I got L too. I got some extra backup ones in my pocket.
Yeah.
And but God said, and that's it.
Yeah.
And you get to this point where it's like, okay, I'm just going. And so that's my prayer. I just want to hear. And I swear to God, I'm not religious. I just been preaching like the last 3.
You've been saying that. I don't know. It might be another calling.
I know, right?
But that's my prayer. Lord, I just want to have faith, and I just want to be able to hear you clearly.
Yeah.
All that other stuff, the physical, the material stuff, I'm gonna let you hear of. I want to have faith, and I just want to hear you clearly. And if I can do that, I'm happy. Yeah. So it's good. I resonated with you talking about just having that faith. Because sometimes your path, it looks a little rocky, and if your mind can't figure out how you're going to get through it, if you can't see how you're going to get through it, it's so much easier to just turn back,
Right.
And this is another thing for people that's getting into entrepreneurship, getting into their business. The better you can serve people, the better your business is going to become,
Right.
The more you can help people, teach them how to win, to get over humps, the better your business is going to be. So the main goal should always be to be a better servant,
right?
To the people, and whatever business that you decide to get into. It don't matter what it is, don't matter what you're selling. You got to be a great servant to people. So
absolutely,
that's true. Absolutely.
That's one of the things that I know, man. So, hey, what's the high? What's some high points? We talked about the highs, the lows, the highs.
Yeah, you asked about one of the worst. Okay, what's one of the best points? And I talked about the car. Give us another one.
So I would probably really say that the best part is just seeing our own growth and self-development spiritually, financially, you know what I'm saying? Like relationally. I mean, honestly, like Felicia has really grown so much, right? I promise she has grown so much. And I feel like those things are things that cannot be taken away. And I'm not ashamed to say this either. I feel like in the past 5 years that she has honestly experienced more growth than I have. I mean, just truthfully speaking.
Yeah.
And not that I was always on this, but once it clicked that somebody else could lay me off, right? That somebody else had more control over my income than me. Oh, I mean, instantly like that. I mean, that was a no-brainer, right? And I'll never forget sitting on the sofa and we used to live in Dania Beach. So I'm sitting on the sofa, we're watching the Miami Heat game. I'm eating a salad. Felicia's like tearing into like this big steak stuffed burrito from Taco Bell. And I remember looking at her thinking two things. One, how dare her eat this burrito eating a salad. But then I told her, I said, babe, you know what? Man, I want to leave. I mean, I just got real like deep with her for a second. I said, babe, man, I want to leave a legacy behind for my, for my kids. You know, and I just kind of talked about that for a minute. And you know what she did, guys? Man, she looked at me with the burrito in her hand and laughed. She laughed like,
with the burrito.
No, and she says to me after that, she goes, man, I ain't never thought about no shit like that. I just want to be a cool grandma, right? So, I mean, to go from just wanting to be the cool grandma to now just like bossing it, and you know what I'm saying? I mean, like that's amazing to me. I mean, that is
amazing. That is amazing.
Yeah, but it can't be taken away.
No.
And y'all know that once you master and you learn, something like, how to start a business, bro, I feel like I can go out there and do anything.
Right.
I mean, I don't feel like there's no limit to what I'm able to do.
That's right.
I just say that story that he gave, I mean, that obviously is a true story, but it is a testament to, you don't have to forever be like what you're used to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna say that I'm from the hood because I grew up in, the city of Miami. So I'm not hood, although I can be, if I need to be. I'm not hood, but I mean, just the people that I grew up around, like nobody talked about those kind of things. Right. Everybody was just trying to make it, like wait till Friday, like I get paid in 2 weeks. So that was the whole mentality. Like people just wanted to be cool, you know what I'm saying? But nobody talked about even a legacy and stuff like that. And so I am thankful that God, brought Tremaine into my life to like show me something different. That's and right. So the conversation, like my kids' conversations will be different now than what my mindset was at like some 11 years ago.
My kids' conversations will be different. And I'm hard on, especially my oldest son. But man, I hear people tell me all the time, man, look, I watched that guy on social media, boy, Tremaine, you're doing an awesome job, man. You're doing great, man. That guy seems, and in my mind, I'm thinking, boy, that guy's a lot of work, man. Like, he's a lot of work. But that's a high, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because our mindsets are different. Yeah. Our kids' mindsets will be different. And that's,
What made your mindset shift, Tremaine, or have you always, who came into your life and shift your mindset from the whole working, or when you said that you can realize that somebody can have control over your money? Is that what made it shift for you?
So it was, because I wasn't always like this either, right? So I grew up very shy, no confidence, no self-esteem, like none of that stuff, right? I can remember walking around campus at high school, looking down at the ground all the time. But what happened is I had a good job as well, and I was young and I was laid off. Right. I was laid off from that job just out the blue, like the whole department was laid off. And because of that, I ended up being evicted. Right. So my son and I, residence was taken away. I mean, there are some other things that, obviously you have trouble providing, when your duck is low.
Right.
So still didn't quite learn, end up getting another, what I thought, good job. So Felicia and I met at the hospital, right? County hospital. And they were going through very financial turbulent times, right? And I never forget the CEO saying, guys, we don't even know if we're going to be able to pay you in 2 weeks, right? And they're talking about laying people off. Man, in my mind, I'm thinking, my wife and I both work here. If they lay us off, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's it gonna look like for our family? And I was just like, you know what? I'm done with that, right? I'm done with that. So I knew a guy. I didn't know what I wanted to do, of course. I just didn't want to work for nobody no more. And I knew a guy that sold insurance. And look, insurance ain't sexy. Nobody just says, you know what? Yeah, I want to, right? Yeah. So I knew a guy, and I approached him one day, and I said, bro, look, man, just for real, how much money you make doing this? And he looked at me and he said, man, look, if I don't help another client this month, I'll still make 10 grand. So I was like, okay. You know, hey, 10 grand in a month?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, sign me up for that.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you something, man. That was it for me. A lot of people out there are looking for, you know, that perfect thing. And look, I ain't going to knock, you know, anything like that. But I am what I would say, like, I'm an entrepreneur at heart. I'm looking for opportunities. If it makes sense, I'm not going to jail. I can feel good about it. You know what I'm saying? Sign me up. I mean, honestly, like that. And after I got my license, 4 months later, I was able to quit that job. Man, that was 11 years ago.
Right.
You know, like to not have clocked in, and I've grown so much. Like, I'm not shy, right? I mean, there's things about myself I still don't particularly like, but I'm working on it. Like, I picked up a lot of weight. I don't like it. You know, I'm trying to look like, you know, slim, Queen Slim around this thing, right?
You're gonna have to stop coming down on everybody like that, okay? This Rona done came through, okay? We all sit still.
The Corona gave everybody some extra pounds.
Everybody some extra
pounds.
pounds.
I had to finish that workout today because I would not let me.
I'm so different, but that was it, man. Being laid off, having somebody else threatening my livelihood was enough for me. So yeah, I'm done with that. And I had to change really fast. Yeah. That's the other thing. People feel like they have options. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know. I mean, and the people that feel like they got options really don't have anything, but in their mind, they got options, or they're afraid to transition, to make that shift. In my mind, I didn't have a choice. Felicia, in the beginning, always had a choice, and that was the difference between us. I didn't feel like I had a choice. So when I say, Teresa, that, you know, both male and female, both lion and lioness are hunting, but, you know, I think that the drive is different. Is naturally instinctive of us to protect and provide. Right. So while Felicia is asleep or watching Love and Hip Hop, I'm hunting. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and what I look like, you know, what people think about me, you know, what I have or don't have can't matter when you're hunting. The only thing that matters is making it. I mean, that's the only thing that matters. And getting that, you know what I'm saying? So that was what it was. That was what it was for me, man. And I'm gonna tell y'all, like, I'm like, even when I think about it right now, like, it excites me, man. I can tell. Like, it pumps me up. Like, I'll be ready to go. I mean, like, I'm talking about throwing the whole table away. Let's go. Come on, man. Let's go.
It's a powerful feeling. It's nothing like getting up and going to work. It's nothing like that. Yeah. It's like, let me jump up and let me go work for me. And it's amazing. That's right. You know, and that's such a powerful story that you told, because it's the truth. It's not like it used to be, you know, where you could go work for a job for 20 and 30 years. It's not like that anymore for the majority of people. You know, these good county jobs, like you said, will lay you off, and they'll lay you off a year before your retirement comes through.
Right.
They will do everything.
It's a trick, man. Yeah. It's a trick. It is.
But that's the mindset. Like, that's the mentality that, you know, we have to work on. Because the jobs are not, like you said, they're not there for us like we're there for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, your job, their sole purpose is to make profit. Employees cost them money. Yeah. So they're gonna figure out however they can how to reduce
That's right. That's why automation is taking over. That's why automation is taking over. Machines don't get sick. Machines
Yes.
They don't get pregnant.
They don't fall out.
They don't get pregnant.
Right.
All of
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why automation is taking over. You know, I had a good job too, you know, working in optical, making eyeglasses, you know, in a lab, managing labs, teaching people about quality, you know, and I grew up in the company real quick, and I heard an ad on the radio about Rich Dad Poor Dad seminar. Heard it over and over again, and then we had our first son, and I remember dropping him off to daycare, and I'm like, yo, this can't be life. This is weird. Like, we drop our kids off all day. Somebody else pretty much raised them. Then I go to work. I come home. I see them about 2 hours. And then we do this all over again for how many years? This is life? Nah, this can't be life. I want to create my own. So I had stepped down out of my position. Everybody like, you stepping down? What? We thought you was going to be the next. Nah, I can't do it. You know, so.
Because you know what it is too? I feel like the more money they give you, the more your time they want.
Yeah.
So like, you know, you be in a position where you making $22 an hour, but your phone ringing because somebody done called out. They need you to come in and cover that shift for the weekend.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, that's
yeah.
No, that's not life, you know.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Listen, you just gotta choose your heart.
So I'm gonna just give a tip for the people that's out there. Like you said, Rich Dad Poor Dad, man. Like if you guys haven't read that book, just start there. You know, we actually as a family with our kids. Mm-hmm. But you know, read Rich Dad Poor Dad, and like he talks about the cash flow quadrant. That's exactly what they're gonna have more money, but then they're gonna have less time. You know, so what could be a life is I got a lot of money, but I ain't got no time to do nothing with it. You know? That's one of the principles that he teaches is the cash flow quadrant. And that's you know, that is the absolute truth right there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a great book to even just start off with.
You know what?
Because it get that mindset just started.
You talked about your awakening moment. My awakening moment was maybe like back in, I want to say 2005, 2006. We had lived in West Palm Beach, and I was working in optical as well. Mm-hmm. But I had worked over by Jupiter Island. I worked in North Palm Beach. I don't know if y'all know about Jupiter Island, but it's an affluent community. So I was working in that area. I used to manage the doctor's offices, but I'm from Miami. I don't know nothing about all of this money. And so this was around the time where the economy was crashing and things were getting hard. It wasn't as bad as 2008. You know, but they were, you know, things were, or maybe it was 2007, 2008. I don't know. I know we didn't have kids, and I know I was working near Jupiter Island. So it was around that time. And everybody was talking about recession. Right there on Okeechobee Boulevard, they was building a Lamborghini dealership. And I was like,
wow.
I was like, if it's a recession, what, who? So then I told you I worked right there by Jupiter Island. One time, this lady came up and she was driving a Maserati. Now, I didn't know what a Maserati was. Mm-hmm. And all the guys who was back in the lab at my location, they come out looking at the car. So I go in the back and I Google, because I'm like, what are they looking at? So, meanwhile, we're in the middle of a recession. So I Googled this car, and this car is worth like $200,000. I had never heard of anything like that in my entire like in my mind, you was balling if you had like a Crown Vic on 20. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like if you had a crown, you had a bubble. If you had a Caprice, right? If you had a bubble or a box Chevy. On
and somebody else out there driving a $200,000 car doing a recession.
200, and in my mind I couldn't, and so it opened my mind up to the fact that okay, it's a recession, but not everybody's going through.
Right.
And it really messed my whole head up to the point where we started going and driving around Palm Beach Island and just driving and looking.
We would drive like every night.
We would go and drive every single night around Palm Beach Island and just look at these houses because it just opened my mind up so far. I couldn't, like my box, you know what I'm saying, was so small.
Yeah. No, that was definitely me. Just like you said, like growing up, you know, I guess like success was somebody that had their own house, but it was a nice house, maybe with, 3 or 4 bedrooms, like, it's like, wow, like this is awesome. you know, until I started going to open houses and going in the house with 6 bedrooms and 7 bathrooms and like a whole master, you know, ensuite and, you know, the bathroom with the big walk-in closet and, you know, this huge, I mean, like, it blew my mind. And I'm like,
we have to stretch the vision.
Yeah, because I used to tell Tremaine, like, I don't want no big old house, and then we make excuses.
Just nice and cute, cozy.
I just need something nice and cozy. But man, when I went and saw them house,
I said, hold up, babe, hold up, let's go.
I don't want to know.
And man, we walking out, and she's like, wait a minute. So
right there.
So now, so now we got to get the, you know, 5,000 square foot house. A dream is a great place to start to.
It's a good activity.
It really is. It's good to do it with your family, but definitely if you got it with your spouse, it's awesome. Because Felicia and I was doing one, and on her dream, we did one dream board, but man, she had an RV. So Felicia ain't never seen that before. So I'm like, what? I'm like, what the hell is that? She's like, it's like a bus. She's like, oh, that's an RV. You want a what? An RV? She's like, yeah, I want an RV. So I was like, so yeah, let's go and look at some RVs, right? And I'm walking on the RV and I'm like, oh man, like this is cool. And the RVs now, the one she have on the board is probably like a multi-million-dollar RV. But the ones we were looking at, man, like, I mean, you can get a nice RV for less than what you would an S550 brand new.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, this is cool. We were looking at a house 2 Sundays ago with a doggone landing strip behind it.
Yes.
Now, this girl is getting in the truck talking about, I need an airplane to go on my landing strip. I'm like,
go ahead, girlfriend, and start working on your license, though. Go ahead.
It's already permitted to build a hangar in the back. Like, I never thought about it, but if I'm gonna have a house with a landing strip, I need an airplane.
But that type of stretches the hell out of your vision. And you need that because you just surrounding yourself with the same people talking and doing the same stuff. You don't even know that this stuff even exists until you get out of your comfort zone. And you like, wait a minute, man, people living like this, like really, like you can do this. And Russ, I'm like this. If my brother can do it, now we ain't comparing or nothing like that. But if my brother can do it, I can do it too.
That's right. That's right.
That is my mentality. If Russ can buy his wife $7,000, they can do all this great stuff. Hell, we can do it. We can do it too.
Right. That's right.
You know, some people will look at that, and you know what they'll say? Oh, that's just the Russes. Like, nah, we can't do that.
No.
Man, heck no.
But that's why, that's why a lot of times, because there's a lot of women that I follow on social media, and I'll be writing their comments like, yes. And they be like, girl, why you, I don't know you like that. Why you always, because I feel like I see myself in you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you can do it, I can do it too. So yes, Queen, go get your bag and come tell me how you got it.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Go get the whole bag.
And that's the energy you gotta have right there, man.
It is.
That's the energy.
We like doing the, open houses and stuff, but we started introducing it to, people that's close to us that just don't think about that. Yeah. And it's really something, like, it does something for me to, like, see that I planted a seed in somebody.
That's what it is.
You know what I'm saying? Like, planting a seed and, like, to know that, like you said, like you in their comments and stuff, like, to know that I'm the person that plants a seed for somebody else, you know what I'm saying? And I can help them water it and grow it too.
That's right.
Like, that's amazing.
That is priceless. So, Teresa, you asked about a high. So, we've probably had like 3 teammates, to tell us that they feel like we've changed their life. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We had a young lady that was like, prior to meeting us, she was contemplating suicide. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like just the platform that we have, and it ain't always all about money. Right. It's not. It's about cultivating and developing relationships and being impactful in other people's lives. So if I got something of value, hey, I'm gonna give it to you. But in the course of doing that, man, like, hey, you know what, Russ? you are a friend of mine.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're a friend of mine today.
That's right.
Right? And to me, like that's priceless.
That is.
And you can forge your life based on your principles.
That's right.
When you know what I'm saying? When you own your life, you can forge your life, create your life, create your friendships. A lot of times when you work, you just end up friends with whoever you in there with.
Mm-hmm.
I get my
People you don't even like.
Yeah.
Right.
You talk to them every day.
$8.
You was at the potluck with Miss Sheila. You know you don't even care for Miss Sheila, but she invited you to the potluck and she made the cookies, so you gonna go on to the potluck.
That's it. Man, I love it, man. I appreciate you guys coming on. I appreciate everything. I hope you guys who's watching definitely took something and learned something from this.
Yes.
And I hope something that we may have said in this show have inspired you to move,
Yes,
or to grow.
definitely stretch yourself and definitely bet on yourself. If you can take, anything from this, stretch yourself. I used to be so uncomfortable. I don't know if I ever told you this. We had like a little blue Toyota Corolla, and that joker stood out on Palm Beach Island. Come on now. And I used to feel so uncomfortable riding around because everybody's car, we nice cars, nice houses, and here we go, two little hood kids from the South.
Yeah.
Riding around, on their island looking at their houses.
Yeah.
And I used to feel so uncomfortable.
I never felt uncomfortable.
I felt
because I already knew what it was gonna be.
I'm speaking to the people who might feel uncomfortable.
Don't feel uncomfortable.
It could be, go to the car lot and look at the cars. They sitting out there all day.
Go test drive because when people ain't got nothing to do and never
They don't have nothing to do. Go look at the cars. Go to the open houses. Them realtors sitting there all day with nothing to do.
That's right.
Tusi says, great mindset. Thank you.
Go dream. So I think that, one of the things as adults, like we stop dreaming, but like we encourage our kids to dream. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can you tell your kids to have big goals and big dreams, but you don't have any?
That's right.
They can't follow through because they don't see you doing the things that you said you wanted to do.
That's right.
Hey, y'all.
Can't be what they
Hold on. This is a girl that used to be afraid to order pizzas. I mean, like she was so shy, she didn't even want to order the pizza. You know what I mean? But now, like, look at you. I'm telling you, entrepreneurship will make you hard. Like you will toughen you up.
Oh yeah, big time.
Got that toughness in there, but entrepreneurship would surely bring it out.
Man, it will.
That's right.
So
thank you guys for coming on.
Absolutely.
Thank
Thank you guys for watching. Make sure y'all like, share, comment, all that stuff. If you learned something from it today, make sure y'all check it out. Peace and love, and we'll see y'all next time.
Okay.
All right.